Alright guys, I'm doing this because I don't have enough time to play CS or like even like aim training or anything, and I like CS, so I'm gonna like break it down. This is the Inferno match, where apparently the strat was called Suka Bliat Rush, and that clearly didn't happen. Um, Instead we split sites and stuff like that. So I've already done, I don't know, like a half take trying to get all the stuff right here to watch this. But I'm gonna go over what I did and what you guys did and how it probably could have been better and like, all that jazz. So we're gonna do half speed as I talk through it. So clearly we're buying up. So all I have is a smoke and a flash. And it seems like I think you guys are going to have, we can probably speed this up a little bit. You guys are going to have full nades? Question mark? Let's see. Sam's going to have just a Tech 9. Messiah's got just a Tech 9. I think Sam bought a rifle, didn't he? Alright, no. So, this is where we're at right now. We have not the best buy. We've got Spectrum's got an AK, I've got an AK, and Nate's got an AK, and then we've got Asai with a Tech 9 and Sem with a Tech 9. So they threw the cross smoke. He went through I remember this pretty well. He went for the deep nade. I threw the kind of a botched smoke there to cross. So when Nate was talking about how it was thrown for us, I threw that so I could go to Arch. Because I initially, in my mind, wanted to split site because I didn't really hear the whole. I know you said rush A, but like I didn't know we were super at rush truck side, which is what you guys wanted to do in the end. So I throw for a little flash there, so that's all my utility spent, except that's a kind of a sucky ass flash, 'cause that's not going to get anyone at all. He gets hit by an M4 once. He's out. Sem, this guy's peeking out in no man's land. In a second here for Sem when Sem comes up second. Yeah, he's peeking out in no man's land when Sem comes up second. So I'm going to pause it real quick so I can talk. So he's out in no man's land. That should be a trade kill. I can see that. So either Nate or whoever that was, I think that Nate went first. I could be wrong. So whoever that was isn't going to be able to trade kill because he's going to be growing up the safe side. So whoever was third, which would be, I think, Messiah, is kind of slow. Granted, he has bomb. I can understand that. But I mean, if it's a Suka Blat rush like you guys wanted or apparently called, like, then you gotta be there. I mean, I think it's a good idea to split a site because it can distract Arch players and Library players away from site and focusing on site, which is actually what killed a few of you guys, is the Library player and Arch players who weren't, because like it wasn't an organized split. It was really inconsistent, and that's why the Library player was still able to shoot you from Library. Anyway, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So no trade here because you've got one safe, one behind, and then I think Sem all alone with his Tech 9. So that already is botched. It's nothing good's gonna happen from that. So he's down right away. We're playing counter flash in mid, if that makes sense. So we just got pop flashed right there, and we're counter flashed. Me and someone, I think Spectrum is there too. Yeah, we're pop flashed, so we're gonna chill for a second. So he goes down. We're gonna have him coming up, trying to get the trade as best as possible. Then Messiah's gonna come up last and slowly. Alright, we're gonna pause it again. Alright. This is why this is a good spot to pause. So Nate just got one of our only AK players pushing up truck side just got opt from Library, which could have been prevented if Spectrum was helping me in the least on the Arch take. He had utility. As you can see, he has a smoke. Didn't use it. He has an AK. Hasn't used it. I hit the guy for 90, the opper 90, pushed him back all the way around the corner for 90, and he didn't smoke off anything or even go for a peek. He was baiting me. You guys are 100% right. Spectrum sucks ass. This round was terrible. For him, at least. There were a few rounds where he did all right, and a lot of rounds where he baited. But this is definitely one of them where he baited it, when he was one of our only people wielding a weapon. So that was stupid. Now, I could have prevented you from getting opt if we would have been more organized on our splits. If we would have said like, all right, 3, 2, 1, go, and we would have gone for it. That could have gone better. I mean, that comes with practice and with like organization, which we don't really use when we play. We just kind of throw out in the wind and have fun, which is fine. I mean, there's nothing big with that. I'm just trying to say like this could have been different if it would have been more organized. And granted, you guys weren't going for organization. Apparently, I mean, you just said rush A, I think was the strat. And I don't know if when I hear rush A, I don't really think of 5 truck side. I think of any mix between 1 porch, 2 truck side, 2 arch. I think of a mix when I think of rushing a site, you know? I don't think of like 5 truck side. So maybe that's just me. Maybe it's not. But I don't think it would have been bad because it could have distracted Nate from getting opt, and he might have been able to get this guy because he was actually setting up a nade right when he was coming up. So if we would have been more organized, he probably would not have been opt. He could have killed him because he had a nade out, and it would have been, you guys would have had 2 on site. I can't stop some from getting killed, maybe for the trade, but I mean, Nate or Messiah could have done that, but you were too spaced out, I guess, when rushing. I don't know. Hindsight's 2020, but organization, I guess, togetherness, and I mean, the arch play would have been great if they would have distracted, or if it would have been more organized. But you got opt. I can't stop that. And then he had time to set up his pop flash. And if I would have been with you, I would have also been pop flashed. So using my hindsight as 2020 stuff, if Spectrum would have, used any utility, hit a guy, we would have been fine, and not baited me, peek with me maybe, we would have been fine, because that would have distracted arch side, killed the guy. You wouldn't have been opt. Could have killed the guy pit who had a flashbang out, but instead we didn't have it. It wasn't organized. Sem got caught out. You got pop flashed. If I would have been with you and you wouldn't have gotten that, because if I would have been with you on truck side, there would have been no distraction arch side, period. So we know he would have been watching. So you would have been opt, and I couldn't have stopped that. Therefore, we couldn't have gotten the guy out pit when he had his nade out, or his flash out. And he still would have thrown the flash, and I still would have been pop flashed. So he could have sprayed down both of us. So that not much would have changed, I think, other than perhaps the trade on the guy's site, who did eventually. Actually, he didn't go down. Ooh, if we would have gotten the trade, maybe he would have been dead. Actually, so that would have went. I mean, anyone could have gotten the trade, whether it was Nate or Messiah or me. Or Spectrum. I mean, if he would have been there and not baiting, maybe he would have gotten the guy. I think anybody could have traded. But of course that didn't happen. I know Nate went for it, but it was just too slow. And unorganized. And then yeah, no. Between the baiting and the disorganization between either the split or the rush, I mean, it could have gone a lot of ways. If a lot of things would have happened, a lot of things could have gone right. And I don't think anyone should be specifically blaming anyone other than Spectrum, who was baiting, for why that round didn't go well, because there were certainly opportunities that I've outlined where we could have distracted and gotten a pick arch, and you guys would have been clear to focus on the single guy pit. That would have worked just fine. If Spectrum would have used his nades to smoke off library or arch, we could have used that as well. I mean, a lot of things could have happened, but they didn't. I used my utility in what I thought was an effective way. Granted, the smoke had a little gap and my flash sucked. I'll try to fix that for next time to throw that closer to the corner so I can get the full effect on the guy holding that angle. But a lot of opportunities missed. and I still think a lot of people would have died if we would have rushed. I think it would have been probably a 2v3 if we would have all gone truck side, because these two players up in library and arch, or I call that arch, I'm not sure what that corner is, it's just a corner, I guess, would have been focused on truck side, because he would have said all truck side, and he would have watched, and I couldn't stop the people from getting opt and stuff like that. So I don't know, no hard feelings. I love you guys. But I'm just doing this because I like CS and I want to get better and I want to break it down. So if you guys want to know why we lost this round, I'm going to personally chalk it up to disorganization and spectrum baiting. Disorganization and that you three who rushed together didn't trade because you had so much spacing. It was almost as if you were running at them one by one. And I mean, yeah, there would be better spacing, I guess you could say. We would have had more players for the trade if we were all rushing that side. But then the arch guys would have been focused on us, and we would have been caught out there as well. So I don't know. I'm gonna say it goes down to spectrum baiting and disorganization. And I personally, I don't think splitting a site is bad in the least, because you've got distraction on both sides, so you guys can isolate the pit player, and among other things. And if someone is playing site, let's say someone is playing site, we can sandwich them as well and catch them out and trade them easier and stuff like that. So apart from Sem not getting traded, and which is like the pure reason of Sem being there, so that's botched. And spectrum baiting and the disorganization between the both pushes, because what happened was our push was too slow because I did damage and went back for the repeat to help truck because you guys were dying truck. I thought maybe I could help. I don't know. At that point, the round was. At this point that we're at paused at right now, the round is lost. It's still winnable, but oh my god, 5 players with full health against 3, and one of them's a baiter. I don't think so. So I don't know. I mean, well, I mean I do know. I'm watching this. I'm not. I know I'm not as good as you guys at aiming, but I have game sense. Like, I don't know. I've gotten a lot better at the game lately, considering I don't know, 17, 19, 16. Like, it's not terrible. Got 5 assists. I should probably finish more kills than I do now. But three MVPs. Like, I mean, this is just one game. But I mean, lately I've been doing pretty decent. And I'm not saying it's like anything bad on you guys. I'm just saying, like, I don't want you guys to think I have zero game sense, because I watch a lot of pro matches and I watched a lot of strat stuff and cool stuff like that. And I think I have a pretty decent understanding of the game. And I think I can hear both sides of the argument. Like, if we would have gone truck side with you guys, we probably would have gotten the trade pit, and then we would have had 3 on site versus 4 players, which, I mean, I'll take that any day. But I still think the split wasn't a bad idea. That's my point. That's the whole point I'm trying to get across, is that the split would not have been the end of the world. I think it could have worked out well. It just needs organization. And if you guys want strats like this to work out, then we just need to be a little more organized. I mean, we don't have to rush immediately, It doesn't have to be boom, go. We can always rush when there's like a minute left, It's not the end of the world if we take like 2 seconds to get set up and say, all right, 3, 2, 1, go, and we both go and distract and get trades. I mean, that would be amazing if we could do that. If we could just slow down and then burst. Part of that stuff with like VP and like a bunch of other teams, they're so I've seen them play Inferno because I watch pro matches, right? I've seen them play and they're so slow and they wait till there's like 45 seconds left on the clock because they've got all the map information, they can understand, they've been listening, and then they explode on that. They go for their trades and their picks, and it's organized. Part of like a rush doesn't all I'm saying is a rush does not have to be early round. That's all I'm saying. There's no disadvantage to a late round rush. Also, we could have had one person going banana to slow down the B rotate if we're playing the long game. And if I mean, if we had more weapons, that would be optimal. Because I don't think Sim would have gone down if he had a weapon. Because this guy was playing a stupid ass spot on truck. He's just playing out in the open and stuff like that. So I don't know. That's all about all I got. No hard feelings. None of that stuff. I don't think I need to justify that stuff, but I don't know. I thought it was pretty fun to look at the round. Um, I don't know, just organization, communication, and stuff like that. And then, yeah, he was baiting that round, so I mean, there's not much you can do about that. I think I did pretty good to try to take arch control without just by myself and no utility, because I used it to get into, you know, CT side mid. So, all right. If you guys stuck around this long, because this is probably a fairly long video, kudos to you. I'm open to comments and stuff. I like talking about it. I think it's a cool topic to talk about and different ideas tossed around, and I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts. So I'll talk to you later.